Luma Labs just dropped Uni-1 and it might be the best image model in the world right now, even beating Nano Banana Pro. And so in this video, I'm going to show you what makes Uni-1 different than every other image model out there, how it compares to the likes of Nano Banana Pro, and how you can use it today. So if you want to be at the cutting edge of these architectures in generative AI, make sure you watch until the end. Now, to truly appreciate Uni-1 and what makes it so special, you got to understand the big shift that they went through. And this big shift is going all in on autoregressive models rather than diffusion image models, which were the most popular image models up to this point. Okay, but who cares? Why is this important? Well, it's important because Luma Labs noticed a pattern. You see, a lot of different image models use the diffusion architecture, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, Flux 1.1 Pro. But if you take a look around at the recent image models and see what's been dropping lately and what's actually been very good, GPT Image 1.5 was partially autoregressive, and so was Nano Banana Pro. And so Luma Labs decided to go all in and go and build a fully unified autoregressive model. And by the way, we'll get into all the technical stuff later in the video, and don't worry, I will also show you some practical use cases, what this image model is capable of, and we'll break it down into super simple steps so that you actually understand what all this means by the end of the video. And so before we dive into the technical details, let me show you some cool use cases and examples of what this new model can actually generate. And so here we're inside of Luma Agents, and Luma Agents is probably the best way to create images with Uni-1, because you can open up the agent, go down here to images, and just click on Uni-1 and then generate whatever image you want. Super straightforward, right? Okay, so let's jump into some of these use cases and compare it to Nano Banana Pro, because I'm sure that's what you're waiting for. Now, the first thing I want to showcase is the infographics. I think these infographics are much better. So you can see the prompt up here. Basically, I'm asking to explain the water cycle and thermodynamics in physics. I gave it some simple instructions, and then I said I want 3 languages, English, Polish, and Chinese. So let's take a look first at the Nano Banana Pro image. As you can see, it's pretty good. It's kind of what you expect. I would say it's very visual, and all of the text is very readable. But when you take a look at Uni-1, I would say this is much more pleasant to look at, and this is also almost a better explanation. Because when I look at the one on the left, there's almost too much text. However, the one on the right just showcases evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Very simply, it's very straightforward, and it's much easier to digest. However, the one thing that it does not excel in is the text. That is a very big negative downside to Uni-1, is this text is clearly not readable. But look, that was just one use case. It's still kind of tight. I mean, I do like these visuals a lot more. I think it's cleaner. I think it's better organized, but Nano Banana Pro just had better text. So I guess we got to keep comparing. So the second comparison is this display of the solar system on some sort of a blue velvet. Obviously on the left we have Nano Banana Pro. This time the text on the right actually is very readable, even this small text down here. But again, this just shows you how powerful the Uni-1 actually is. If you gave me these side by side, I wouldn't be able to tell which one is Uni-1 and which one is Nano Banana Pro. And that is because Uni-1 uses a completely different architecture, as we said before. You see, diffusion models are fundamentally not natively multimodal, which means you can't easily make a diffusion model understand an image, reason about it in text, and then generate it. You need separate models bolted together, and that is why this is such an interesting architecture. You see, the old way had a reasoning LLM like GPT-4 or Gemini that understands your prompt, then it passes instructions to a separate diffusion model, and because you technically have 2 models, there is a translation risk, meaning when it's encoding and decoding, you might lose some of that reasoning and some of that detail. And you see, that's the big difference with Uni-1. Uni-1 doesn't have these translations, therefore in theory it shares the same text and image inputs, meaning inside of the vector space, it uses text and image tokens kind of intertwined as one. So therefore, text and image tokens share the same vocabulary in a way, because autoregressive models treat everything, text, images, reasoning, etc., as the same type of token in the same sequence, meaning you get understanding, reasoning, and generation under one architecture. And that is the reason why there is a big return to autoregressive, is because there is a desire to put text reasoning and visual generation into one shared embedding space. And we can see that this is doing pretty well for Uni-1, so we'll jump into these benchmarks in a second. Now keep in mind, I'm not sponsored by any of these tools, so I'm going to give you an honest feedback and review over this tool, what it's good at and what it's bad at. So you might be wondering, what are all these images? Why is there so many images here? Well, if we zoom in here and take a look at this image, you can see there's a lot of assets in this one image. What I told Uni-1 to do is to extract each individual asset and generate them as separate individual assets. And we can see that it can indeed distinguish and take out individual assets. However, some of them don't look identical as the main image. For example, if you look at extensibility over here, it looks completely different than extensibility up in the top left over here, which is a bit surprising. But again, we're going to cover many more use cases. But just before we move on from this specific one, I also want to mention that Luma agents actually improves and iterates on itself. So if you see these thumbs down icons over here where they say rejected, it's because Luma agent rejected this image and regenerated it by itself. So that's a pretty cool touch, I think. But let me go over some more use cases and show you what this looks like. So here we have some sort of a sketch, hand-drawn, with, I would say, pretty bad handwriting as well. But you can see it's just a stick figure next to a window in my room, some detail. Nano Banana Pro generated pretty good image, I would say. But this certainly feels AI generated. When you go over to Uni-1, I think this looks much more raw and has that crispier look to it. I mean, again, I don't want to give too much of my commentary because I kind of want to let you decide what you think is better, but I'm just here to showcase both of the results. But you can see why this model has been blowing up on Twitter. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you follow me, link down below. Okay, so let me show you now what it looks like when you take an image as the input prompt and then edit the image. So here, my prompt was to turn this image into a sketch. On the left, you can see Nano Banana Pro. I've done a pretty good job. It kept the light. It added the text 2 AM above the monitors for some reason. And I think it hallucinated some buildings over here. Whereas Uni-1 correctly added the 2 AM time just down here. It didn't hallucinate the buildings, it still has a sofa. And I know this has light, but I don't like this ugly blob over here. And it didn't do that, I just kind of shaded in a bit of the light via some thin lines, I guess. But overall, I do like Uni-1 a lot more for this example. It's much more realistic and does look a lot more like a sketch. This does feel kind of fake and I would probably never use this. And so now we're diving into some of these examples where we're really showcasing the power of Uni-1. Another example is using a multi-image reference in order to create an image. So obviously we have some sort of family, have the Eiffel Tower, and then some sort of a lake. And then by combining all these three, we got this generation from Nano Banana Pro, which looks just like a stock image to be honest, but it looks very fake. I mean, the grass is almost too green to be real. The sky is too blue. And I would say it didn't follow the theme that well. However, the family does look like it incorporated all of the people correctly. We have the father, son, daughter, and mother that look very similar to the image over here. However, Uni-1 actually done an amazing job, but that's only at the first glance. If you zoom in a bit, this looks much more distorted. The eyes don't look real. The skin feels a bit off, and so it doesn't feel as polished as the Nano Banana Pro example over here. So once again, I'll let you be the judge, but in my opinion, Uni-1 does look a bit more realistic. So let's just go back to this benchmark for a second by RiseBench. Apparently, Uni-1 scored overall above basically every other image model. And here we're comparing it to Nano Banana 2, Nano Banana Pro, GPT Image 1.5, GPT Image, and Qwen Image 2. So in the casual benchmark, it is basically on par to Nano Banana Pro and GPT Image 1.5. And this benchmark basically predicts how forces change objects. So that would be something like ice cream melting under sunlight or a car after a crash. But apparently in the spatial benchmark, it completely dominated all other models. This is what made it go ahead in the overall section. So spatial is basically its understanding of geometry and viewpoints. So let's get to that next and let's see what this model is actually capable of. And we can do that by comparing some physics. So on the left we have the prompt, a stack of 5 books balancing on a coffee cup with the heaviest book on top. And Nano Banana Pro doesn't seem to get that right. There is 5 books, the biggest one is on the top, but this doesn't look like it's balancing on the cup at all. Whereas Luma 1, it does look like it has the biggest book on top, balancing on the cup. So I would say that's a pass for Uni-1. The next one is a glass tilted at a 45-degree angle with water inside. The water surface staying perfectly horizontal. And I would say both of these are correct. This is Nano Banana Pro, horizontal water, 45-degree tilt. Same thing with Luma, so that's a pass for both of them. And then the third one is a clothesline with 3 wet shirts hanging on it. The rope visibly sagging more in the middle than the ends. Let's check this out. 3 t-shirts with the sag. This looks correct. And again, you can see what I mean by that raw feel to Uni-1. I don't know why this shirt looks dirty, because I mean, if it's on a clothesline, it should be pretty clean. I mean, maybe it's just wet, I don't know. But again, I would say this is a pass as well. Okay, but that was physics. Let's compare it with some reasoning use cases. So over here we have a red cube inside of a glass sphere, inside of a wooden box, which is open. Now, this makes sense, but I guess this is going back to physics. How is this ball floating inside of this cube? I mean, unless it's stuck to the cube, maybe, but yeah, this doesn't make that much sense in my opinion. Whereas this does make a lot more sense. You know, we have the cube inside of the sphere, inside of the box, but gravity is doing its job and it's holding everything together. So in terms of reasoning, I think this is a win for Uni-1. The next one was a ball casting 3 shadows in different directions lit by 3 separate light sources. Clearly we have something wrong here. We do have the 3 lights, and so if we have only these 3 light sources, then I mean, these 2 shadows kind of don't make sense. And the reason I'm saying that is because Uni-1 did an incredible job. It did follow the 3 light sources because you can kind of see the reflection on the cue ball, and it did follow the 3 shadows rules. But the final reasoning test we have is a red apple sitting in front of a mirror with the mirror correctly showing the apple's reflection from behind. So again, I think both of these done well, but I can just show you this side by side. The right image just doesn't feel AI generated. It does feel like they use some sort of a different data set, or they fine-tuned this model somehow so that it has this artistic feel that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen any other image model with this type of image reasoning and with this type of image feel. And so for the third test, we have anatomy. I'm not going to jump into each individual use case, but rather I want to just show you that both of these done the job pretty well. You can see the prompts on the left over here, and we're in 2026, so AI images can generate hands now. But I think these 3 images point out something very interesting that Uni-1 does. We already spoke on the kind of raw aesthetic feel, but I can see that Nano Banana Pro puts in more effort in the background. So you can see there's always something happening in the background, whereas this bookshelf, or he's walking in the park, or they're in this garage. However, Uni-1 just likes to focus primarily on the subject that was described in the prompt, and it doesn't put much more effort into what's happening behind the scenes. Uni-1 tends to overly focus on the subject and follow your prompt a lot more. But anyway, anatomy I think is kind of a draw. I think both of these do a pretty good job. And the last test of this kind will be counting and comp. So over here we have 7 apples arranged in a circle with 3 of them cut in half. And both of these seem to have gotten this wrong, because here you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 apples. 3 of them are cut in half, yes, but we have 8 apples. And we also have 8 apples over here. So yeah, I don't know why both of these models failed on this task, but it seems to be a big problem to count the number of apples. Here we have a simple prompt. I'm not even going to read it, but I just wanted to point out that once again, the background is very detailed in the Nano Banana Pro image, and it's not so detailed in the Uni-1 image. And for the last use case, we can see here that the pizza is cut into 8 slices with 3 slices removed. So here, I don't know what this is, why there's 2 handles on this pizza plate. But regardless, we can see here that there is 7 slices on here and 3 on the plate. So once again, we have the counting wrong, and we have the same thing going on over here. So yeah, basically in the prompt, what it should be is the 3 slices on the plate, as you can see, but there should be only 5 on the pizza plate. But look, image generation is cool and all. However, I like to use Nano Banana Pro for image editing. So let's jump into my favorite test. So let's get a pretty simple use case. Let's change this from day into night. This kind of looks like an image of Times Square. So here we can see Nano Banana Pro, and here we can see Uni-1. I was in Times Square pretty recently, and I would say that this is more so what it looked like at night. It did feel very bright, but I do like the reasoning of Uni-1, thinking that, you know, if we go from daytime to nighttime, it should be a lot darker. However, for some reason, this orange section on the billboard over here got changed completely to black. So I would say Nano Banana Pro followed the prompt better, mainly just because of this one big change. So for the next image edit, we used this sign over here and just said change the Japanese text to English. I think Nano Banana Pro smashed this one, and even though they've done the translation correctly, you can see here Nano Banana Pro kept the same consistency of the image, which is super important. Whenever I want to edit an image, I want to keep that image the same, but just change this one little detail. Uni-1 gave it the raw aesthetic kind of filter that it does for all of its images, and I didn't ask for that. I didn't want that. I wanted to just change the text. And we can see here that that's not all it done, which is annoying for these specific use cases. So this is a major L for Uni-1. So next up, I wanted to make this woman 10 years older. And we can see Nano Banana Pro on the left changed the facial expression. However, so did Uni-1. But also, Uni-1, it looks like added more like 20 years rather than 10 years. Whereas Nano Banana Pro does look like it added about 10 years. And another detail is that the direction of the eyes is also much different, I would say, in Uni-1 as opposed to Nano Banana Pro. So it followed the prompt less, it added its own filter. So in my opinion, right now it's losing the image editing. But okay, let's ignore the filter from now on and let's see if it's actually better at image editing in any use case, in any scenario. And I would say yes, there is some use cases that image editing does come in handy with Uni-1. For example, in this robot over here, we can see that it's done a good, if not even a better job than Nano Banana Pro at the image editing. Basically, this was the original image and I wanted to expose this robot's internals. And although it is very close, I do think that Uni-1 took the edge just ever so slightly. Mainly I think in the hips it looks a bit better, but this is kind of close to be able to tell. However, what's not close is Nano Banana Pro completely blocking the content. Over here, I just had an image of some sort of astronaut in space, and I wanted a floating water bottle. Uni-1 smashed it, I added the water bottle. Nano Banana Pro completely blocked this content for some reason, which is a big issue with a lot of these image models. Now, a pro tip, by the way, for 95% of images, modify image works better than generating a new image with a reference. When you have to upload a new image, you have to wait 10 seconds or more to load this. So as you can see, what I mean by that is when I just import an image, I right click, we don't have the extra options over here. But if I give it some time, then I right click, we seem to get way more options. And that's why modify image comes in handy. So when you do upload a new image, just give it a few seconds and then you can modify an image instead of using a reference, because it works a lot better. Now we also have the big question of restrictions. How sensitive is this model? How much are you able to actually generate with Uni-1? So here we have a simple prompt: Donald Trump standing in front of tanks and jets, smoking a joint, holding a gun in his right hand as he does. And obviously Nano Banana Pro completely rejected that, but Uni-1 seemed to have done a good job with the image. I mean, ignore the tank in the background because it does not really make much sense, but it did follow the prompt, you know? So personally, I think restriction wise, Uni-1 does win as opposed to Nano Banana Pro. However, for some reason, it's not that good with restrictions. Earlier when I tried to import Pikachu for some sort of other test, it completely blocked it because of trademark issues. However, as you can see here, a different angle of Pikachu worked, so I don't know, it's not really that good. Maybe there was some hidden watermark, I don't know, but regardless, that was Uni-1. Obviously, there has been a bunch of different testing for this tool in order to create this video, so if you did make it this far, I would appreciate it if you did subscribe to this channel so that you get more videos like this, and it's also a free way to support the channel. By the way, if you're curious to know how AI can actually help you with video editing, I made a deep dive on that, and it's very interesting. It actually does so much more than most people realize, so click on that. It's going to be somewhere up here, and I'll see you there.